For our well-known project, we decided to address the problems of malnutrition and its directly related cause, poverty, and its impacts on Kenya. We began our research with the causes of poverty in Kenya. According to the CII Fact Book, Kenya is ranked 154th out of 177 countries. The main causes are environmental, economical, and political. According to Culturegrams, the population of Kenya is about 43 million, and about 22% of Kenya's population lives in urban areas. Environmentally speaking, the unpredictable weather affects Kenya due to its economical dependence on its agriculture. The constantly changing weather, for example, makes it harder for Kenyan farmers to grow their crops due to extreme conditions such as drought and flood. The economical problems are related to agriculture since a large part of Kenya's population depends on its supply to income. For example, Kenya is the fourth biggest tea producer in the world, exporting tea all across the world. This shows how Kenya prospers off of its natural resources. Kenya focused their imports mainly on mechanical products. The products range from public transports to machinery. Machinery mainly focused on farming and agriculture. As a result, we decided to focus on the agriculture side. We wanted to discover new methods of smart farming. We thought that if we can improve the agriculture in Kenya, which is the main struggle for the Kenyan economy, we could decrease the amount of malnutrition and poverty in Kenya. Poverty in Kenya relates directly to malnutrition because most people aren't able to procure food that will meet the requirements of their dietary needs. If the economy improves, so will the amount of food that the Kenyan people will be able to purchase, and especially the quality of the food. So speaking of smart methods of farming, we've come up with 3 different methods to improve the quality and farming and the quantity of products for the nutrition of people. Although only one will be implemented, we will be teaching farmers in Kenya these methods by trying to create small institutions all around the country, all of which will provide free education and materials for the chosen method. The first method we will present is green manuring. Green manuring is a process when a composed tissue of green plant improves the condition of the soil fertility. There are 2 types of green manuring, one of which is green manuring in situ. Green manuring in situ is a procedure when green manure crops are planted alongside the main crop in the same field, allowing activity of soil microorganisms to increase, breaking down portions of a variety of organic materials. When this happens, essential nutrients such as iron, magnesium, and calcium increase in amount. This beneficial concept also applies to the second type of green manuring, which is green leaf manuring. Green leaf manuring is when the soil and leaves or twigs mix together to improve the soil fertility. This method has the same outcomes as the one before, but the minerals are gained by the soil after decomposition of the twigs and leaves. The increase of these 3 and other nutrients will improve the quality and quantity of the harvest. This will enable farmers to earn more money due to the larger amounts and better quality. The larger amounts of money will give them the possibility to buy more or better food.
Another method we considered a viable option was crop rotation. This method does not require large costs, machinery, or vast knowledge to implement. According to the article Agricultural Technology from the Encyclopedia Britannica, the main idea behind crop rotation is that different plants participate in different types of mineral exchanges, which happen at different depths depending on the plant's roots. If the same plants or plants with the same root lengths are being continuously planted, then the soil will undergo a large amount of stress and will eventually be depleted of the minerals that are required for plants to grow or to prosper. If plants which require different minerals and which have different root lengths are continuously rotated after each harvest, then the soil will be able to provide the essential minerals for the crops and they will be able to prosper. This method increases both the quantity and the quality of the harvest. Also, according to agricultural technology, a cycle out of tobacco, maize, and rye is an example of one which could be both profitable and healthy for the land. When this happens, the farmers will earn more money and be able to buy more or better food to prevent malnutrition. This will also reduce the chances of malnutrition because if the farmers eat part of their harvest, they will receive more of the essential nutrients and minerals their body requires.
Tillage. Tillage is the mechanical modification of soil structure. Tillage modifies the structure of the soil by cutting, rebounding, beating the mill of soil, and basically helps loosen up the soil. The benefits of tillage are the condition of soil, the weed and pest suppression, and finally segregation. Tillage is very beneficial, although it does have some negative points, such as decomposing of soil, also the demand of high energy costs for the tillage operations. The materials and procedures. The way tillage tools affect the soil is by mechanical stressing, by compression, or by tension. The materials used for soil tillage are moldboard, disc, rotary, chisel, subsoil blow.
After discussing the pros and cons, we realized it would be a smart move to choose the most effective method and implement throughout as much of Kenya as possible. After considering each one, we came to the conclusion that we should use the crop rotation method. It is cheaper than the others because it does not need any specific plants or machinery to be conducted. It's also the simplest one, which makes it possible for farmers all across Kenya to implement and to prosper off its effects.
Out of the $1 million, we decided to use 100,000 to pay the teachers that will teach the farmers the proper methods in schools across Kenya. We will send teachers to 300 different schools around the 7 provinces of Kenya for a month, and each will get paid $330. The rest of the money will be used to buy 1,660 tons of the 3 plants that will form a good crop rotation cycle: peanuts, maize, and rye. We consider this to be a good cycle because, according to Culturegrams, a common Kenyan diet does not consist of many plants and their essential nutrients. If we require any more funds, we'll ask the UN for help. It is very probable that they will help us since they helped Kenyan farmers before, which were in difficulty, according to the United Nations News Center.